Welcome back to the No Fun Channel. I'm Felix, and some more Reddit stuff. This is Smosh, and this one is, my husband doesn't know that I know what he's up to. I'm trying to think if I've heard that one before, and it doesn't sound familiar. I hear a lot of these on TikTok, so we'll see. Oh, my eyes are red. Why are my eyes so red? I just happened to notice that. Oh well, maybe I just need to get some sleep.
Story.
Oh, I got to remember. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, let's see what we got here.
This next story comes from the marriage subreddit and best Redditor updates. My husband doesn't know that I know what he's up to. Ooh.
Sounds like a Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah, on Friday night, we're going to go see My Husband Doesn't Know that I'm up to, that he knows that I'm up to. You want to come?
Is that the sequel to My Husband Doesn't Know What I Know?
No, it's no, he knows that I know, that I don't know, that I know.
My husband doesn't know that I know what he's up to. Got it. Okay. This is a 33-year-old woman. My husband, who's 34, and I had our first baby back in June of last year. My husband's aunt gifted our son a lovely, chunky knitted blanket. The blanket is so soft, and I have made multiple comments about how I would like to find a full-size blanket just like it because it is so cozy, and I'm kind of jealous of my baby. Well, this past weekend, my husband snuck off to the store. He refused to tell me where he was going and why, but I later found a plastic bag with the logo of a local crafting store. That evening, my husband stated that he would like to have an hour of alone time every night after our son goes to sleep. He stressed that he would not like to be disturbed, but if I needed him, then I could call/text.
You know, I think I've actually heard this one. I think he's knitting her own blanket.
Him. I agreed to this because we are both adjusting to have very little me time since the birth of our son. Last night during his alone time, our son started crying. I checked the baby monitor and saw that he had simply lost his pacifier and was going back to sleep. However, the baby monitor also shows part of our son's room, not just his crib. In the corner of his room, I saw my husband sitting on the floor with a bunch of chunky yarn in front of him. I turned the volume up and heard that he was watching a YouTube video on how to finger knit. This sweet man is making me a blanket. He absolutely loves surprising me, but is terrible at keeping secrets. I just know that he's going to slip up and accidentally mention something.
That was right. Oh, I got to adjust myself for sneezing there. Yeah, I thought I've heard this one before. Yeah, he knitting her blanket. So let's see what's going on.
About the blanket at some point. I plan on acting clueless so that I will still be surprised when he gives it to me. I just love him so much, and I'm so delighted that he's learning a new skill so I can have a custom blanket. That's sweet.
I was expecting something so terrible.
too.
I know.
I
Like,
thought
not in the kids' room. Oh, my God.
Oh, I forgot it was in the kids' room. Yeah, that would be horrible if it was doing something else.
Oh,
Or
God.
like, I still am. I'm like, update. He made me a blanket, but he also is
But he's cheating.
misogynist.
He made me a blanket, and then he was like, now read this book.
And cook me
And
dinner.
cook me dinner. Okay, some comments. Oh my God, the title makes this sound like it could have been something else, but it's so cute. Also, why do men seem to always forget about the baby monitor? Someone else said, thank you for this lovely post and sweet story that is restoring some of my faith in marriage and humanity today. Please, please, please don't let me come back in several weeks to an update that he used the blanket to pay off a gambling debt, gave it to his best friend's ex for her birthday, or made it into a furry suit for himself.
Oh, no.
Reddit has been absolutely unhinged the past few months. OP responded, if he managed to knit himself a furry suit, I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be wildly impressed that he had such talent. Okay. I mean, I feel like the update is going to be that he gives her the blanket.
I hope.
I'm now nervous because I'm like, what update can we get?
Like, we can get an update that, like,
He couldn't complete it. I don't remember what the update was. I feel like I've seen this. I may have watched this much before. It's been a while. I feel like he didn't complete it, but he ended up telling her about it. Like he was trying to do it for a present. It wasn't going to be done in time. Let's see. I thought I was getting ready to sneeze again. That's why I was pausing there.
he got really mad that she knew or something. Like,
And then he leaves her.
He burns the blanket.
I can't think of anything besides, like, yeah, she got the blanket.
What if he died?
Jesus. Gee, just went dark, didn't it?
And she comes back years from...
He's been finger knitting and he accidentally stabbed himself with his finger.
And he died via his own finger.
I didn't realize you can make a whole blanket through just that.
I guess so.
I mean, this one looks like he did that.
Oh, I guess that's true. Oh, if it's probably like, I wonder if it is
Like a big ass
yarn like
yarn.
that, you probably have to use your hands. You can't, like what?
No, they have big knitting needles.
Gigantic.
They have no thick ones.
Whoa.
Thick guys.
Update less than a month later. My sweet husband broke. He kept on mentioning that he was working on a surprise for me. I would occasionally ask what this mysterious project was, and he would get a cheeky smile and say, I can't tell you. That eventually evolved into him repeatedly telling me that keeping the surprise was really hard and he wanted to just tell me. I kept saying, no, you've kept it a surprise for this long. You can keep going. But one day after dinner, he decided he couldn't keep it in anymore. He showed it to me. It was only about a fourth done, but it was lovely. The yarn was really soft and was my favorite color. I could tell he had taken this time because of the consistency of all the loops. Even unfinished, it was perfect. He told me that he kept moving it around to different hiding spots, but since our house is very small, it was only a matter of time before I accidentally found it. He said he had run out of yarn and asked if I wanted to pick out another color to add to it. I said yes, and we made a little date out of it. We grabbed lunch and then walked around the craft store before I picked out a complementary color to the one he chose.
Okay, I do remember it. This it's nice to have a wholesome one every now and again.
He hasn't had much time to work on it the last few days, but he assured me it will be finished by my birthday.
Sorry, can I pitch something? He hasn't had a lot of time. He hasn't had a lot of time to finish it the last couple of days because he's cheating on me.
He went to a bar and he met his high school crush.
Yeah.
And,
But like he's gonna get to it.
They're referencing the other ones. I may go back and check out one of these. I'm gonna go back and check out that one because that's a weird one.
And he's the sweetest. This is just so wholesome. I'm waiting for
I
something.
know, I'm waiting for like a pin drop or
Yeah.
something.
I'll post a picture of the blanket when it's finished. For now, I am wildly impressed with how long he kept it a secret, and I'm so excited to have my first ever handmade blanket. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. I like knowing, so I know this episode, a lot of the stories were sourced by Emily, and I can just picture Emily reading this and be like, no. Did you hear the news? Did you hear the news? He made that blanket.
Yeah. She goes, well, did y'all read the one about the blanket? Did y'all read it? Yeah.
Did you guys read the story about the blanket? Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah. And we're like, yeah, we were waiting for him to like cheat on his wife or something. I'm so messed
There's
up.
definitely a part of my brain after doing this show for
Yeah.
so long that's like, okay, so nothing bad happened. That's good.
So they were looking for a complementary color?
That's good.
Okay, so then what happened after?
Cool. That's awesome. That's great.
Is that it for that one? Yeah, gonna move to the other one. I might go see if I can find the picture of the blanket. Look this one up on Reddit and see if she actually did post it. Excuse me. Oh man, wasn't expecting that. Some sounds. I can't think of the words for it right now. After I started sneezing, I got a headache. So that's probably why my eyes were red. I was building up to a headache. But yeah, I think I'm gonna jump back. What was it? Yeah, I'm gonna jump back to this one, and so this will be a double smosh one. So let's jump back here and see what this one's about.
Welcome back to Reddit Stories. I'm Shane, and today's theme, it's the best, it's updates. Our next one comes from Best of Redditor Updates and from just the advice subreddit. So it's a 25-year-old man. I have the chance to date my old high school crush, a 25-year-old woman, but I'm engaged to my fiance, a 24-year-old woman. What do I do?
I think I vaguely remember this one. The simple answer is nothing. But the fact that you're asking means you need to break off the engagement. You're not in love with that woman that you want to marry.
I love you.
Guys, what does he do?
Let me find the answer. Like, what?
I had a crush on this girl, Carla, since middle school, going into high school, but she never paid me no mind. I left for the military and met Sarah, who is a nurse and wants to become a doctor-nurse practitioner. Sarah was the usual type of girl I dated. I left the military to do contracting work and moved back to my home state. One day, while I was getting drinks at the bar, Carla was my bartender. She didn't recognize me, but when I told her my name, she couldn't believe it. She said she couldn't believe how much I changed. I started becoming a regular and eventually exchanged contact information with her to catch up. Throughout this time,
Right off, I'm just gonna say you're a horrible person, dude. You're a horrible person.
she has a crush on me, even though she knows I have a fiance. She said she likes how driven I am. Now I'm conflicted. She says that she will give me time to think about what I want to do. My fiance and I are doing great, but I feel like she's
Not doing that great if you're thinking about cheating on her.
the type of woman I always get. With Carla, I never had the opportunity or thought that I would. I don't want to hurt Sarah, but I feel like I would regret this forever if I don't pursue it.
I'm looking at his facial hair. He got patches. But that face says it all. You're an idiot for even considering it. You have a woman you wanted to get married to, and now you're like, oh, I got an opportunity to go bang this girl. You're an idiot.
I hate this. That's it? Oh, my God.
Okay, can I say something kind of controversial? Not you'll see
I'm
where I'm
scared.
going. You're going to see where I'm going. If I was in this subreddit,
We know who your wife is.
yes.
Oh, man.
If I was in this subreddit, if I happen to come across this post, I'm not someone who posts on Reddit. I just read shit like this. I'm like, that's crazy, and I move on. But, and I'm curious if one of the commenters might do this. I might tell him, be like, go for the bartender.
Yeah.
Because
Because it's no skin off our back.
this woman needs to not be with this guy. He is going to cheat on her eventually.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's an absolute red flag. He is going to cheat on his wife. The
I don't
way
know.
he's
That's what I was saying. He's going to cheat eventually. If let's say he doesn't do it, eventually he's going to cheat. This person has that kind of mentality.
talking about his wife is so disrespectful.
Yeah, you're right.
The way he's like, oh yeah,
you're right.
she's the type I usually get.
You're
But now
so
I have an
right.
opportunity.
I wasn't even like listening to
What
that,
he's
like,
saying
I
is-
Roll my eyes, yeah.
What he's saying is he's waiting for that opportunity for the rest of his life.
You are so right. What do you think? You're upset. You're visibly
It's just,
human.
yeah, but it's not like...
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Let's be clear.
it took him just one girl who never paid him any attention to be like, oh, you're kind of cute. And then suddenly he's like, what if I don't want to get married?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
He's like, well, something's wrong with her because she didn't give me attention, and I have to fix that before
I had an opportunity to hook up with a girl when I started dating my wife, and I passed it up because I was dating my wife. You know, I was like, I got someone. I don't need to pass up my new girlfriend just to get a little something. Both were attractive, and there was no need to do it. You know, there was no need for me to try to hook up with the other girl when I had a girl. So people who do stuff like that, I just don't get it. It's like, if you didn't want to be in that relationship, you should have just broke up and left.
go down the aisle.
It's already in cheating territory because he clearly became a regular to go and talk to her, right? Like, this is already at a stage where if he told his wife what he's been doing, she might be like, I'm calling off this marriage because this is a red flag. Like, it's already in that territory.
Yeah.
Did you already say that the girl was saying she's waiting for what he's going to do?
She said, yeah, now I'm conflicted. She says that she will give me time to think about what I want to do. She's also
Well,
toxic.
she's part of, the situation.
She's toxic,
She's-
but
I also feel like maybe it's like in media, but I feel like the like someone who it didn't work with, like the person that's what was it? The person that
the one that got away.
the one that got away is so romanticized, and sometimes it's like
100%.
he's like this is pretty romantic that it never really worked, and maybe there is something there, because in my head it's like sometimes I'm like, oh, you know, like maybe that is, I don't know, like just reading it I'm like, oh, despite how disrespectful this man is, it's like, oh, maybe, yeah, I guess you should check that out. But that's like so over dramatized and just like a fairy tale.
Well, if you knew someone back in middle school and you haven't seen them in 10 years, that's a different person now.
Exactly. You're not going to be like, you're the exact same you were during kickball.
Yeah, and, but also, I think it's very clear what he's really talking about is looks. He's not talking about like, oh yeah, she's someone I gel with and like we get along so much better. He's just like, oh, she's not the type. You're only talking about looks.
Yeah.
And so
And
once
he's like
again,
giving himself permission to do it because it didn't work before.
Yeah. He's trying to make himself seem like he's in the clear for this for some reason.
No matter how you spin it, this guy's a walking red flag. He needs to break it off with his fiance and just move on.
I just want his fiance to find out.
Yeah.
So that, because I think even if he goes, oh, you know what, never mind, that's enough already to be like,
Yeah.
hey, you should rethink this guy.
Is there an update? There's an update then, right? Oh, no.
This is my favorite
Well,
kind of shit.
Oh, no.
Let's read some comments.
Oh,
here.
no.
Starting to become a regular at the bar. No, you're going to visit your crush. Exchange numbers while in a relationship. Cheating is a series of choices, and it starts here. You know, most people wait for these types of opportunities when their high school crush or bully meets them later in life, and they get their glow-up revenge, double middle fingers in the air, because now they look better and are doing better in life than their high school counterpart. Instead of doing that, you're thinking about trying to get laid by someone who didn't give you the time of day in high school while you have a fiance. The joke is you'll end up with neither of them. OP responded, what are you talking about? In a later comment, he said, he said, neither Carla or I are looking for sex. She was clear that she wants a relationship.
So
Okay, yeah. Oh, guys, don't worry.
Yeah, she doesn't want sex.
she just wants to hold hands.
Someone said, by all means, break up so your fiance can find someone worthy of her because you aren't.
Yeah.
Lastly, someone said, Sarah deserves someone who actually loves her, not someone who is afraid he is settling for her. She deserves to know you're not fully committed to her. This warrants a conversation with her, to say the least. Yeah. I like our producer put down, this is some Casa Amor nonsense.
That is so true.
Got a Love Island reference. Yeah, this is crazy, man. And it's very true. It's like he's going to end up with neither. He's messed up. He's waiting for his opportunity to...
Yeah, he needs to break it off with the fiance. Even if he doesn't do it, he needs to break it off with the fiance. If you feel like you're settling for the person you're with, leave, because those rarely ever work out. Just end it and move on. If you want someone that's of a different look, then start going after people with that look. You know, you're the reason you're with the person you're with. You chose the person. Choose a different type of person. You don't have to settle. You know, you can go out there and keep looking. Of course, you could also be afraid of being alone too. So some people do settle because they're afraid of being alone. Problem is when the partner finds out you settled, that's usually can be a killer to the relationship.
Because he's just waiting for someone that he deems better than his fiance. I do think this high school crush's behavior is weird too. Mm-hmm. To be like, hey, I know you have a fiance, but I have a crush on you, and I'll give you some time to think about it.
Yeah, like I'm hoping the update is that he goes back to her and she's like, I'm going to DM your wife.
I saw a video.
Yeah.
Some loyalty test. Okay, update.
Here we go.
Here we go. All right. Less than a month later, he posts, I broke her heart. I love Sarah so much, and I stupidly called off the wedding to be with my old crush a few weeks ago. Throughout the couple weeks, Carla used me as a piggy bank. That's all I fucking was to her. I spoiled her, paid for her hair, nails, etc. I gave her everything.
That's what you get. You shouldn't have been an a-hole.
I found out she used the money I zelled her to buy a ticket for some guy to come see her. I'm sick to my stomach. I reached out to Sarah, but she feels betrayed and said she doesn't want to be sloppy seconds. But she's not. I
You don't love Sarah. Stop with that crap.
love her and needed this to realize.
Shut up.
There
Not
is-
you, him.
Shut up. There's always the likelihood on Reddit that posts are fake. I will say, though, I know of instances of something just like this happening. It's amazing to me how much this does really happen in life, where someone cheats and they come back and they go, I just needed this.
I mean, it's Casa Amor. It's like
I needed this for my journey.
Yeah.
To realize actually that I want to be with you. It happens a lot, and it's shocking that people get that delusional in those spaces.
Where like for some sick reason, like we all like sometimes want what we can't have. and sometimes what we have feels too safe for some like I'm
I want more money, and I can't have it. But this guy got what he deserved. I mean, that's the only way to put it. He got what he deserved, and he should leave Sarah alone.
justify, not because I agree, but like only just because
you get too comfortable with what you have, and then you see something new, you're like, oh, I want to touch it.
I don't know, but it's just like, that's what I mean. If it didn't happen here, it was going to happen again later.
Yeah.
And honestly, if he got back with Sarah, he'll cheat on her again. Unless he really gets out of the mindset that he's in. But he's going to always do this in his current state. Some comments. Have you ever heard the phrase, play stupid games, win stupid prizes?
Before he continues on with the comments, I want to know if he even got a chance to sleep with the other girl. He probably didn't even get any from her. She just used him as a piggy bank and never gave it up. All that for nothing.
If your ex-fiance has any self-respect, she won't take you back. You've already discarded her. Leave her alone.
never heard that phrase.
Yeah, what is that?
No, it's really sick.
OP responded, I love her. I know I made a dumb choice, but the few weeks without her reminded me why I fell in love with her. Tons of downvotes on that. Someone said to that, if your crush hadn't used you as a sugar daddy, would you still want her?
Yes, that's so true.
Yeah.
He's just pissed that like he bought her nails and she's not into him. And she used that money to get somebody else. That's why he's pissed.
That's why he wants to go back.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's the end of that. So there'll be two stories on here. Yeah, I mean, I don't get people who do that stuff. I understand the grass is not always greener and all those cliches, but yes, leave Sarah alone. Move on with your life. You screwed it up. Hopefully, you learned something from this. At least he had the decency to break it off with Sarah and didn't just go and hook up with the other girl. But yeah, you screwed up and now you're paying the price. I'll leave a link for this podcast. But that one makes me want to find the guy and just smack him like, what did you expect? Grow up. But like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll leave a link for the full podcast. And everyone take care. Later.